Hey guys, my video today is going to be a little bit different from what I normally put out, which is more like travel, reviews. I guess it's kind of like a review, but anyway, I have been dealing with some stuff lately. My back has not been okay. I have been dealing with a protruding disc. There's actually 3 protruding discs, but there's only one that was causing nerve issues on my right leg. And I will try to put a picture here of my MRI to show you how much it was protruding. I didn't know this was happening until I started feeling numbing on my right leg. It literally felt like it was falling asleep, and it wouldn't like fall asleep all the way, but you know that weird time where it's like, you know, your leg's about to fall asleep and then it falls asleep. It was that feeling like in between, but right before it actually falls asleep. My leg was numb like that, and it just would not go away. Like it wouldn't fall asleep all the way, but the numbing wouldn't go away either. And then the tingling started. So it was really strange. And I was getting really freaked out because the first time I felt the numbing was a Sunday in the afternoon. And then I went to sleep and I woke up the next morning and it was still numb and tingly. So obviously, of course, this is like scary, right? Like, why is my leg feeling like this? Why can't I feel my leg? And so I decided to call my doctor and go get it checked right away. They did an ultrasound of my leg to see if there was like a blood clot or anything else that was causing this numbing to happen. There was no blood clot. So then they did an MRI, and that's when they found that my discs were protruding in my lower spine. And the one that was protruding the most was protruding 10 millimeters. It was pinching my nerve, and I couldn't, like, my leg just felt weird all the time. And me, I'm an active person. I like to go to the gym. I like to do things. I like to run around with my kids. And I was scared that I was gonna hurt myself more. So I did physical therapy for a while. It seemed to help, but the numbing wouldn't go away. Like, it went away for like a day or two, and then it came back. And so I would do physical therapy again the next week, and it would alleviate for a couple days and then it would come back. So it helped a little bit. My next option was getting a steroid shot, which honestly, okay, so the steroid shot is basically like an epidural. I've had 3 epidurals in my life when I had kids, okay? And I was fine getting an epidural then, because it was like, okay, I have to do this because I don't want to feel pain. And it was like a decision that I made out of pure, what's the word? Like out of pure emotion and desperation, right? So I was able to sit still even during my contractions and get my epidural. Before having kids, the thought of an epidural gave me the craziest sense of like, heck no, this is so freaking scary. I am not doing that. But I did it and I was fine. But now I was about to get another epidural for my back, to get a shot to see if it would help with the nerve, since it had been inflamed, to help the swell or the inflammation go down. I had to get medicated because I couldn't just sit there and, anyway, I got the shot. It helped for like 2-3 weeks, and then it came back. So I started working with a trainer at the gym, and we really like worked on my core and my hip flexors and my legs, just like working around this whole like area, trying to see if by strengthening the muscles around my spine, if it would help with the compression, but it didn't. So my last option was to get surgery. So I got a microdiscectomy a week ago. It's been a week now. I was really worried about going into surgery and what to expect coming out, and everything that I saw online, like there was not really anything online about what it would be like coming out of surgery. So I decided to make a video myself because I feel like surgeons say it's a very common procedure, but for the fact that it's so common and there's like nothing out there or firsthand experience of people coming out of a microdiscectomy, especially younger people, like letting you know what it's like and what it's going to be like. That really gave me so much anxiety before my procedure. But anyway, so it's been a week. So I went into surgery. You know, they do the surgery procedure, and there's a lot of videos online about how the microdiscectomy is done. So I'm not going to go into that. I did, however, get an implant put in after my microdiscectomy was done. It's called a Barricaid, but it's basically a tiny little metal, I don't even know how to explain it. I'll find a picture and I'll put it right here. It goes into your spine because with a microdiscectomy, after a microdiscectomy, there's like a little space. And this little implant, basically keeps the space in place so that the possibility of you getting another protruding disc is lowered. Okay, so I came home. I don't really remember much. I do remember I did feel some soreness in my lower back at the place of the surgery. I was highly medicated, so I don't really remember too much. But the following day in the morning when I woke up, there was no tingling in my leg anymore, which to me was like so amazing because I had not felt that in such a long time. I had not felt my leg just be normal, right? So that really just solidified my decision of getting the microdiscectomy. I can feel my leg. The day after my surgery, there was still some anesthesia in me. There was still some drugs in me. I felt okay. Yeah, there was some soreness. It felt more like a soreness like, okay, I just did a really intense workout. Like my whole lower back muscles are so sore from either deadlifting or I don't know. It just felt like I had worked out. The soreness felt like that. That's the closest thing I can describe it to. But because of that, I feel that I did too much the very next day. I was walking a lot, like going up and down the stairs, putting things back where they belong. And they do say that they want you to stay active and move around and do things, but there is a limitation. You cannot, it was funny, the nurse said it like this, it's the BLT. You cannot bend, you cannot twist, and you cannot lift. So you don't really think about these things until you're recovering from back surgery, but there is a lot of things that we do in our everyday that require you to bend, twist, and lift. While I didn't do any of those things, it felt like I was trying to compensate for me not being able to bend, twist, or lift by walking around and putting things back where they belong that were on the counter or bringing dishes back to the kitchen from the kids' rooms. And, so I feel like I did too much because the very next day after that, which was a Saturday, I felt so sore. And I think it's also partly because all of the medication had worn out already. There was no more of the anesthesia, no more of the other medication that they gave me during surgery. I was so sore. I decided not to do anything that day. I literally laid in bed. I would get up to use the bathroom or go downstairs to have something to eat and then go back upstairs and lay on my bed because I was really sore and that was not fun. And just every day after that, I have felt a little bit better every day. I'm still uncomfortable. It feels more like an internal bruise at the procedure site. And I still can't twist or bend or lift, but my body is like fighting so hard not to. My body wants so hard to just like bend down and touch my toes and stretch. I'm not used to not having mobility. So that part has been difficult for me. Also, my right arm has gotten swollen, starting to go down now, but it's been a week and it's like gotten swollen. And I did Google some stuff. I did call the doctor. They weren't worried about it, but I decided to Google some stuff, and apparently so I had my IV in this hand, and wherever the anesthesia medicine goes in through your IV, it could cause some damage to your blood vessels. And I think that's what happened with me, because even though I can't see it, it definitely feels like there's a bruise. Like my arm hurts, not in a sense where it's like, oh, pain, I can't move my arm, but more of like I got a bruise somewhere doing certain things. Oh, that feels funny. It has gone down, so that better. Another thing that happened to me, which is going to be too much information, and if you do not want to hear it, please feel free to fast forward a little, but that in between that first day and the second day, number 2 would come out. That's like disgusting, and I don't really want to share that, but it's something that you should know. It's not normal for that to happen. If that happens, according to the nurse, it means that something happened with the nerve that controls your rectum. So it stopped happening for me. It only happened twice in very small amounts, nothing to worry about with me. But just so you know, if you do get a microdiscectomy and afterwards you have no control, please seek your doctor immediately, because it is not normal and it should not happen. What else can I say? It's day 7 now. I have my follow-up appointment in 3-4 days. So hopefully after that I get cleared to start doing a little bit more. Maybe I can start driving. I haven't tried to drive yet, but I feel like I have a big car. So I feel like turning the wheel is going to be the thing that makes me twist or bend in a way that I shouldn't be. But yeah, other than that, I have been they gave me oxycodone, 5 milligrams only, and I take it every 4 hours. I actually stopped taking it so religiously now because I don't need it that much anymore. At the beginning I did. I would wake up with pain, and now I don't wake up like that. It's amazing how the body heals itself, and I'm just really grateful for science, and I'm grateful, so grateful that my surgery went well and that my tingling in my leg is gone. I have hope that this will help me get back to my lifestyle of, doing things and going to the gym, running again, and just being able to play with my kids again. And, I'm supposed to be cleared for all activity at 6 weeks, which for me, 6 weeks is going to be in January, which will be like new year, new me. I hope this was helpful for anyone that might be looking for anything to ease your anxiety before your surgery about how it's going to be afterwards. It's really been very manageable. I have been able to walk around my house and, still be here with my kids. I can sit, I can walk, I can use the restroom. I still feel some sort of independence, even though I don't have my full independence yet because of the BLT restrictions. Yeah, I hope your surgery is also helpful for you and successful, and I wish you nothing but health and happiness. Bye.